Hi, and welcome to the next episode of Belly to Belly. And today we're here speaking with a great friend, Marco Barozzi from Expo Consulting. How are you today, Marco?
I'm fine, Bill. Thank you, and thank you for having me here.
Oh, it's great to be with you today. And our audience are companies that are expanding internationally, and they're very curious about both resources and techniques and strategies that can help them do better. And so we're going to get into a little bit of a conversation today that hopefully will help them a lot. Maybe to give some good context to your comments, do you want to describe what you at the team, you and your team at Expo Consulting do to help companies that are expanding internationally?
Sure. So, Expo Consulting was founded in 1997, back in 1997, and our mission has always been that of helping Italian companies enter foreign markets through the participation in international fairs and trade fairs and events. Our focus has always been that at providing personalized attention and high-level services to our clients, primarily small and medium-sized enterprises. We believe that trade fairs, trade shows are an ideal place to generate, build, and close also business opportunities. And so over the years, we have developed strong relationships, not just with trade show organizers around the world, but also with our colleagues, agents or reps or other contest clients. And finally also became the Italian representative office of Fair Barcelona in 1998. Then, a couple long story short, then the pandemic broke out, and which was very, very challenging for us and for the industry, obviously. But we have always remained committed to providing our clients with the best possible services and results, even if you wish, in adverse conditions. With so many years in this business, we have a very experienced team, more than 25 years, of experience helping small and medium-sized enterprises, and we are focused again on the customer. So customer comes first. We are also well connected and multilingual. So in our team, almost all the people speak 3 or 4 languages. So this is Expo Consulting, Bill.
Oh, that's fantastic. So are there, I believe you're primarily focused in B2B. Are there specific industries that you tend to have the most strength?
Well, as you know, Italy is an export-oriented country, and we have experience in almost all industry sectors, save from very, very few. But I think we can say, for example, food and beverage, packaging, machine tool, also the industrial products that Italy is very famous about. I would also say tourism. I think our let's say knowledge and experience is horizontal.
Yep, that makes sense. So as you've been helping companies for so many years, I'm sure you've seen a variety of things that challenge companies that are expanding internationally. But if you were going to distill that to sort of the top things that you see where companies are most challenged to be successful as they expand, what would some of those be?
Okay. Listen, in my experience, I think one of the most, one of the key, let's say, obstacles for companies is cultural differences. Cultural differences meaning that I mean, there are sometimes, even when we go to a show, and we assist or we support companies, we understand that they're not familiar with the market, and maybe they think they can do or they can negotiate in the same way. I mean, in one country and in another, without exactly understanding the cultural nuances, I would say, and this problem, this key issue about cultural differences, I think can lead to communication breakdowns, also misinterpretation of the messages, and also obviously business practice that become ineffective, So the other thing is that in some cases you can have companies which are not adapting their products and services to the market. So I mean, this requires, as you I think I mean, significant research and effort, and also I mean the fact that you have to establish trust in the local market. I mean, this is something that takes time, and also, I believe it also takes a cultural sensitivity, right? I remember there was a study, I think some time ago, by PricewaterhouseCoopers, which reported that 72%, if I'm not mistaken, of companies cited cultural differences as a major challenge to the international expansion. So this is, to me, means something, And then, I mean, if you want to go, I mean, just mention other obstacles. In my opinion, we can say, for example, rules and regulation, legal complexity in the country, because sometimes it's difficult to navigate the regulations that you have in different countries. I mean, the legal system, the laws, and and also the compliance. I mean, that you have to understand. So, which this means, I mean, it's difficult to operate, smoothly, in my opinion. And then, I mean, obviously we can mention bureaucracy and delays. What else? I think in our experience, and obviously this was after the pandemic, but I also think, I mean, the fact that there was a change in the supply chain, and logistics, so this also caused a bit of not a bit, but I think very, very important disruption, in various industries, and so I think this could also have been another problem, another obstacle. Finally, I would also mention the political instability, or the political or geopolitical problems that we are facing, especially nowadays. Where you have also political unrest, but you have also changes in government. You have also economic sanctions. That all this creates, in my opinion, uncertainty. Without mentioning, obviously, the economic downturns in some target markets, for example, which means that you can, because of that, your profitability can decrease.
Sure. Wow, that's quite a list. So kind of flipping the conversation a bit, thinking about the founders that you've worked with, and the ones, particularly the ones that have been most successful at expanding internationally, what would you say sort of the key founder attributes that you've observed are for those that have been successful scaling internationally?
Okay. Well, we can talk about companies and about founders or leaders. I think, I mean, because of what I said before, I think those who are most successful, in my opinion, especially when you talk about leaders or founders, are those who are culturally aware. So they're sensitive, to different customs and communication styles. Also open-minded, because then you have to embrace differences and you have to seek local partnerships, and also resilient, in my opinion. So able to handle challenges and also setbacks with, determination. Also, I believe that those leaders, these companies, should have strong teams, or have strong teams with diverse perspective and also language skills, because that's a language barrier is another thing which I consider very important. As I told you before, in our team, for example, we have everybody almost speaks from 3 to 4 languages. So and then, I mean, if you think, again, I mean, not just talking about funders but about companies, I would say, that companies should also be, well, obviously I just going back to what I was saying before, but I think they should be adaptable, and they should be also resourceful, and last but not least, patient, because I think that building trust and understanding takes time and effort. So, finally, Bill, if you allow me to say, I would really say that international expansion is a journey, not a sprint.
Yes, I think some have called it a marathon. Yeah, not a sprint, for sure. Yeah. It's funny as you talk about the idea of localization, or understanding local customs and whatnot. I think about when I travel and I'm at a restaurant in a place where I don't speak the language. I'll look at the person helping me and I'll tell them what I would like. And when they don't understand me, as a very ignorant American that just speaks one language, my only tool left is to speak louder, as opposed to learning their language, right? But I think that's the way a lot of companies at times fail in their appeal, because they never learn the customer's language in the new country or the new region. Yeah. And so they just speak louder, and
that's probably why we all assume, Bill, that English is the language everybody speaks.
Well, unfortunately, it's made us very lazy, which is
true.
That's
absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
Well, this has been a very just a wonderful pleasure, Marco, and I really appreciate you sharing these wonderful perspectives, because I think it will really help the companies listening.
Pleasure for me, Bill. Anytime. I mean, we would be glad, to have a conversation.